Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to look at some of the craziest reactions from criminals in court after hearing their sentence. Deobra Redden. The incident involving a man attacking a judge happened in Las Vegas, where Deobra Redden, a felon, leapt over a courtroom table to assault Judge Mary Kay Holthus. Redden, in court for sentencing on a felony battery charge, suddenly launched himself at the judge after she indicated he would receive prison time. He struck the judge and pulled her hair before officials restrained him. Following the incident, Redden reportedly told officers he was having a bad day and expressed frustration with the judge, whom he called evil and claimed had it out for him. The judge sustained minor injuries and returned to work the following day. A court marshal, Shane Brandon, was also injured in the scuffle, requiring medical attention for a head injury. Redden now faces additional charges, including attempted murder, battery on a protected person, and extortion.
I didn't mean to kill Ashley, I really didn't.
Dylan Shoemaker's reaction in court was widely reported and discussed due to its emotional intensity. In 2014, Shoemaker, a then 17-year-old from Springville, New York, was convicted of second-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend's 23-month-old son, Austin Smith. Shoemaker reportedly beat the child to death while babysitting. During his sentencing, Shoemaker broke down, visibly crying and apologizing, repeatedly saying, "I'm sorry." He claimed he never intended to hurt the child and expressed remorse, hoping for leniency. But he was exposed by the call recorder after he had told his friends how he was going to act in front of the jury.
And I got a quote from the court reporter. "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me." End quote.
The judge was firm, emphasizing the severity of his actions and the child's suffering, ultimately sentencing Shoemaker to 25 years to life in prison.
Charges sentence you to 20 years in state prison.
Andrea Cook's court case became widely known after her emotional reaction to a 20-year sentence went viral in 2017. At 17, she and her then-boyfriend, Kendrick Bass, were involved in a series of carjackings. Cook used a dating app to lure men into secluded locations, where Bass would then ambush and rob them. In one case, a struggle ensued, resulting in a victim being shot but surviving. Despite this incident, Cook and Bass attempted another carjacking shortly afterward. Cook's initial 20-year sentence, delivered by Circuit Judge Matt Foxman, was later reduced after a plea was withdrawn due to a misunderstanding. Cook then received an 11-year prison sentence, along with 20 years of probation. During her re-sentencing, she expressed remorse and vowed to change. As of now, Cook is expected to be released in 2027, while Bass faces a longer sentence of 20 years.
Saying pull the trigger, the killer's done, now it masturbates to memory. Love you.
TJ Lane, known for the Chardon High School shooting in 2012 in Ohio, made headlines for his courtroom behavior after his arrest. During his sentencing hearing in 2013, Lane shocked many by wearing a t-shirt with the word "killer" scrawled on it, displaying no remorse for his actions. He even smirked and made obscene gestures, further angering the families of the victims and the public. Lane was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole due to the severity of his crimes, which involved the shooting deaths of 3 students and the injury of several others. His lack of remorse and disturbing behavior in court became emblematic of the horrific nature of the incident. In 2014, Lane briefly escaped from prison with 2 other inmates, but was recaptured a few hours later.
Adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence him to 15 years Florida State Prison, and that'll run consecutive to count 15 years Florida State Prison, and that'll run consecutive to count 1. For a total 24 years Florida State Prison.
Cameron Herron was involved in a 2018 street racing incident in Tampa, Florida, that led to the deaths of Jessica Reisinger Raubenolt and her young daughter. In 2021, Herron was sentenced to 24 years in prison for vehicular homicide, sparking mixed reactions. Some viewed the sentence as a fair deterrent, while others felt it was excessive for his age. The case gained significant attention on social media, with some supporters advocating for a lighter sentence, often focusing on Herron's appearance. This attention has raised ethical questions about social media's influence on public opinion in legal cases. Appeals are ongoing.
His life. Your why will never be better than his life. Your want will never trump my son's death. You get to live. Get to wake up.
Parties, but watching you sit there, smile and laugh and shake your head like this was no big deal, I'm very tempted to just say, I'm not going to accept this sentence agreement. We'll go to trial, and if you're convicted of felony murder, you'll go to prison for the rest of your life. That means you'll die there. That's what I'm tempted to do.
In 2017, Danta Wright was sentenced to 23 to 50 years for the 2016 killing of Jordan Klee, an Ann Arbor high school student known for his academic and athletic accomplishments. Wright and two accomplices had planned to rob Klee, but the situation escalated, leading to Klee being fatally shot. During the sentencing, Wright displayed what appeared to be indifference, smiling and laughing, while Klee's family gave emotional victim impact statements. This lack of remorse disturbed both the family and the judge, who considered rejecting Wright's plea agreement and moving forward with a full trial. However, Klee's family opted to avoid a lengthy legal process, so the judge honored the plea deal. Jacob Matt Morgan's reaction in court was notably emotional during his 2016 sentencing. Morgan, then 17, pleaded guilty to charges related to the tragic fire he started, which resulted in the death of his 14-month-old half-brother. Facing a 15-year sentence, he was visibly distressed, sobbing and expressing deep remorse for his brother's death. He stated that he wished he could have saved his brother, reflecting his regret and grief. Later, in a 2022 parole hearing, Morgan reiterated his sorrow, stating he would have traded places with his brother if he could, further emphasizing his remorse.
Mackenzie Shirella guilty of murder to wit Dominic Russo in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02b is charged in count 3. Count 4, murder. The court, having had count 4 tried to proceed, finds the defendant Mackenzie Shirella guilty of murder to wit Dominic Russo in violation of Ohio Revised Code Section 2903.02b is charged in count 4. Count 5, felonious assault. The court, having had count 5.
Mackenzie Shirella was sentenced to 15 years to life in prison in August 2023, after being convicted of intentionally causing a crash that killed her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his friend, Davian Flanagan, in July 2022. Judge Nancy Margaret Russo described Shirella's actions as deliberate, saying that video and data evidence showed her driving at high speeds and making abrupt steering maneuvers before crashing into a building. The judge asserted this was not accidental, calling her actions controlled, methodical, and purposeful, emphasizing that the crash amounted to murder rather than reckless driving. Shirella, who was 17 at the time of the incident, claimed she had no memory of the crash and apologized in court, tearfully expressing sorrow to the victims' families. However, the prosecution highlighted behaviors that indicated a lack of remorse, including her attendance at social events shortly after the crash. Her eligibility for parole will come after serving a minimum of 15 years.
He's dead.
He's dead, man.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh boy, oh boy.
You don't feel bad about it?
No.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
Cynthia Sidibaka's court case became widely known due to the tragic circumstances and her unusual demeanor. In 2014, she was convicted of first-degree murder for the shooting of her son-in-law, Giaward Eustachio. And the reason why she killed him? Well, she did it because he criticized her outfit. The case gained attention because of Sidibaka's apparent lack of remorse and behavior during her court appearances, where she appeared unfazed and at times even smiled or joked. which shocked many observers. Her defense argued she acted in self-defense after years of alleged abuse, but the court found her guilty. She was sentenced to 50 years to life in prison. This case highlighted complex themes around family conflict, allegations of abuse, and the severe consequences of violence. If you have any interest in any of the cases we mentioned here and would like to know more, leave a comment and we will dive deeper into it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next one.